This Monday Night Football props and NFL Week 13 recap edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Bet Rivers. Claim your risk-free bet up to $500 over at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/BetRivers. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/BetRivers. We're also brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting research platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit HOFBets.com. Use code SGPN to get 50% off your first month and start making smarter bets today. We're also brought to you by Game Time. Game Time tickets make the perfect holiday gift. Download the Game Time app today and use promo code SGPN for $20 off your first purchase.
Hey, this is Pac-Man Jones. You're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Cox. He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, second the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog. Energy's high, Sean. Good to see.
Yeah, energy's high, but bad vibes. My pick sucked. Eagles got their ass kicked, so pretty shitty Sunday. But I'm a true professional, right?
Shocked
I'm here
right now.
What do you mean?
I'm very professional. I'm shocked at the level of professionalism.
How so?
Oh,
you want me crying here, whining? Oh, we had someone injured. That game shouldn't count.
No. I was just complimenting you. I don't want you to pull a Jalen Carter and start crying.
No, come on. He was emotional. He was freaking out.
Oh, I like the passion.
Young player.
I personally like the passion. Fans of Philadelphia don't seem too stoked on it.
Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't be crying during a football game. That would be my big takeaway. If I was giving Jalen Carter a note, I would say more tackling, less crying. That would be a big takeaway.
Maybe, yeah, and maybe don't call the fans broke.
No, come on. He's.
Sometimes I like to pop open the tabloids.
Yeah, you're very, very TMZ-ing it, Ryan. I'm surprised. This is a guy.
I am on record. I am pro youth athletes crying.
Okay, I'm not. I don't think you should cry.
Better have passion than nothing. That tells me Jalen Carter cares.
Yeah. All right. Fine. Care by tackling and sacking Brock Purdy next time instead of letting them score. What was it? 6 fucking touchdowns in a row. Work on that instead of crying, Jalen Carter.
Was there any consolation from Deebo Samuel being in our ETH League starting lineup?
No.
And all those points helping us come back, miraculous comeback.
No, I would even if it cost us money, I still would have wished we would have started Garrett Wilson. And honestly, I think that's the main reason we lost is that we started our fantasy football team is so good, Ryan. The high stakes league we're in. The fact that we started Deebo Samuel is the only reason he had a good game.
Oh wow, we usually mush players, so I don't know if that logic.
What do you mean?
Well, we've injured a lot of people this year.
Oh, and shout out to all the nice people reaching out to my on social media. Saying, "Hey, real shame your team lost the game." No, I mean, people, I really don't understand what people want me to say when the Eagles lose. The Eagles lost; they got their ass kicked. I was pissed off, but then like to have these people, oh hey, I guess not so good now, huh? It's like, yeah, no, it's easy to talk shit after the fact. So shout out to you. All these people got way more messages after the fact. If you want to say, hey, I said the 49ers are going to win. They were going to win. Okay. Congrats. Enjoy your money. What you want a cupcake now too? You want a crown? What do you want from me? I'm not going to kiss your ass and be like, oh, they're the greatest team of all time. No, I'm still optimistic about the Eagles season. This was a shitty loss. Hats off to 49ers came in and beat the Eagles. There's not, I don't really have any other takeaways from that. Defense was really the issue, although offense didn't play great either. That's my official take.
Yeah. Deebo really followed through on his words.
Yeah, he talked a bunch of shit and they won the game. So we'll keep the records.
Regular season.
Hopefully, knock on wood, we're in the playoffs and we see him again. And I like our chances in a rematch. It was, I'm not gonna make anything I say is gonna sound like an excuse.
Yeah.
So I'll just say we got our ass kicked. We're moving on to Dallas.
I like that. What you can't, you know what you can't do? Can't change the past, Sean.
No, not gonna look in the rear view mirror.
And fortunately, we don't have to undo starting Garrett Wilson over Debo in the ETH League.
If I had a time machine, I would go back and start Garrett Wilson over.
We
Debo
have a 30-point lead. I think Debo outscored Garrett Wilson by 27.
Yeah.
So
if we started Garrett Wilson, the Eagles maybe win, and we still win our fantasy.
Well, no, Calvin Ridley. We got to sweat Calvin Ridley on Monday night. So your negative energy is not good for the. You might have to have one of those Broncos style front office suspensions for being a little belligerent here. It's playoff time. We got to be focused.
We are. We're laser focused, getting it all back. I did put in to help me cope. I did put in a parlay, $10 to win $6,000. So that is the comeback starts on Monday night. Stay tuned for the D-Gens only parlay.
Okay.
And Ryan, of course, brought to you by Bet Rivers. If you haven't signed up over at Bet Rivers yet, what are you waiting for? First off, depending on your state or Providence, you could get a risk-free bet up to $500.
Sorry, can you do the again on camera?
I love Canada. Canada, great country, pretty high on my power rankings. But number one is, of course, when it comes to sports books, Bet Rivers, man. Love some Bet Rivers. Great action on the live betting market, which a lot of money to be made in the live betting market. Great menu, depositing and withdrawing, super easy. And if you sign up with our link, you get a risk-free bet up to $500. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/betrivers. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/betrivers. Again, first touchdown, anytime touchdown, same game parlays. They really have you covered. And add Bet Rivers to your portfolio of books here. Again, 14 states. So decent chance you are listening in a state where you can get Bet Rivers. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/betrivers. Problem gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER. And of course, Little C's Pizza. Little C's is the official pizza sponsor of the NFL. And I would say the official pizza sponsor of when you're bummed out, your team gets their ass kicked. You want a pretzely pepperoni pizza to wash down all the losses, and Little C's can take care of that. Order online during our pizza pregame, 1 hour before and 3 hours after NFL kicks off, plus all day Sunday. Little C's has you covered, and delivery, or you can get it in store with the Pizza Portal pickup. Get some of that pretzel crust again. The pretzel crust, the goldeny buttery brown, the python of flavor surrounding the pepperoni. Love it. Grab some friends and enjoy a few slices during the game. Little Caesars pizza.
Love how you got Python in there.
Yes,
that's good.
All right, let's get to it. Chat. I'm only reading positive chats because there's just William 30. Did Debo have a fumble? No, he didn't. People are asking me, "Oh, you said they were going to win. Oh, they lost. See, you said something wrong." Yeah, I'm not. I'm looking at my predictions here. Yeah, I'm not 100%. 58% of my locks, even though locks have not been super hot. 54% overall against the spread in the National Football League. Picking every game. What do you want? Oh, and what are you wearing, Ryan? What do you got going on here? Oh my God, Ryan, get the fuck out of this.
Get it back in the store, baby.
The Brockhard Purdy shirts are never coming back in the store.
Fuck that. We're putting them on sale. 20% off this week. Brockhard Purdy.
No, go cut
Sean,
down
you
some
love
corn,
money. It will make you smile.
No, well, I do.
It's a true Sophie's choice.
No, yeah. What, the $5 we make from selling one
Whoa.
Brockhard Purdy shirt from some fucking loser? No thanks. I don't want your stupid money, 49ers fans.
Wow, it's become very serious, guys.
I love corn. Yeah, go get bent.
Captain's log.
Get bent, Brock Purdy. Kolb said he would buy. Well, where were you last week and every other week, Kolb? It's been on sale for 2 years. We've sold 10 copies. So
wow. Well, Sean is just bitter. It's also a B word, but it's bitter. It's not buttery.
No, Ryan, I get your season was over months ago, but for some of us,
I knew this was eventually the gun that I've been. The targeting system has been.
You want to get into crosshairs? I'm firing.
Well, I like our audience.
Pissed.
So what I'm doing is I'm jumping in front of the bullets right now.
I get upset when the Eagles lose. Talk to anyone in my life. I'm not happy.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
Katie,
come at me.
Shout out to Katie. She, Katie Mox did buy one. So shout out to you, Katie. And, I don't know what to say. Congrats. If Katie wants to call in, happily welcome her call.
We'll be talking Niners, Eagles later.
Yeah. All right.
Wow. All right. But I know you like to skip over the Thursday games. We've already dealt with it, but we do have a caller that would be very on topic. Also a fan of the filthy Dallas Cowgirls. But another win for the Cowboys. No cover, but they got the dub. How are we feeling, Serial?
What's up, fellas, man? How you guys doing?
I'm feeling great, man. How about you?
Oh, what a wonderful day that Dallas didn't have to play today and somehow still got a win.
Congrats to you, Serial.
Yeah, you tried. Is this what happens when you play good teams, or?
Oh no.
I mean, see, this is why
Cowboys Eagles week. Let's go.
This is why these half-ass, lazy-ass narratives. We went into Kansas City and beat Kansas City. That was a good win. We beat Buffalo at home. That was a quality win. We lost and got our ass kicked to the 49ers. That was a bad loss.
They were tired. I should have stuck to my handicap of them being tired.
No, and they played 3 games in 10 days. Some people would complain, or whatever. 3 games in 14 days. The 49ers played 1 in 10 games. There was some rest disparity. Yeah. I thought we could overcome it. We didn't.
No, we played 3 in 10 games. What's your excuse?
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Well, who'd you play? Seattle.
Okay. All right, they're still
Commanders. You want a medal? You want a medal of honor for beating the Commanders?
I will if all those wins mean we get the division.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, why not try Serial? I'll just hang up and call back when you guys win an NFC championship.
Oh,
game.
wow.
And we'll talk to you in 20 fucking years. All right.
Hey, Sean, how's it feel that everybody else in the division has at least 2 Super Bowls?
Oh,
I mean, it doesn't really bother me because the one I was really active and aware of was the 2017 one. And then the Giants have been so bad.
That was 7 years ago, bro. Get over it.
Yeah.
What do you mean get over it? I mean, that was a great season.
It's almost been a decade since you won. Okay, get over it.
Almost a decade. Oh, you're great Sean, at rounding up when it helps.
Sean, Super Bowls are like wine; they do age well. I'm still enjoying the ones from 15 years ago.
Yes. So what? Do you have any actual comments, Serial?
No, we'll just see you next week, dog. Prepare for another 30-piece getting dropped on your head.
All right, we can beat you.
Okay. All right. What do you want to do? Do you want to do the bottle?
Let's do something.
Bottle of
you got Kelly cereal I can fill my bowl with.
Yeah, I'll mail you. Well, I mean, hypothetically, if they lost, I would mail you some cereal. But no, what whiskey bottle, or are you a drinker, Serial?
Nah.
Okay.
All right, we'll sort something out. I will
whiskey bottle equivalent.
I will broker a deal.
All right.
All right.
Maybe it's a signed poodle mask. I don't know. All right, Serial.
All right, Serial.
Appreciate you.
Worst of luck.
Yeah, no problem. Feel better, dog. It's all right.
Thank you. All right. Great call, Ryan. Great call to kick off the show.
Well, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, I think you do love Serial.
I like him. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
Even though he is a Cowboys fan.
And I think I think there's probably a lot of people that are enjoying this moment. And so I just want to make sure we're giving the audience what they want.
Okay. Enjoy, audience. Enjoy.
It's the way it works, man.
Well, if you're enjoying it so much, leave a 5-star review.
Well, that's what I'm saying. See, now you're back to that professionalism. Let's go. Come on, we spent the day with Decker. We got to talk about this one.
Chargers 6, New England 0. I mean, this was funny, Ryan, because I was, for VSiN, we talk about our first anytime last touchdowns. We have a segment giving out touchdown bets. Hit the Sam Howell anytime bet.
Nice work.
Which was a nice plus 360.
I saw some people on the internet hitting Sam Howell 2 touchdowns.
I forget who. I wish I would have kept record of it, but someone in our YouTube chat said Sam Howell 2 touchdowns, I think during the NFL Pick Show. So whoever that was, God bless you. I wish I would have tailed it. I stupidly just stuck with Sam Howell 1 touchdown, but
we need someone to just be in our chat at all times, scribing all the picks given out by
that would be insane.
All the people in the chat too.
But no, the chat does have some good picks. So and feel free to hit us again in the mentions. I honestly forgot who gave that out, but hats off to you. But Ryan, I was showing you I was looking at the books prices, and they had the first touchdown price, no touchdown, at 35-1, and then the last touchdown, no touchdown, at 40-1. So clearly,
You gotta shop around.
There was some mispricing thing, and in my head I was like, 0 touchdowns in that Chargers New England, and I didn't pull the trigger on it because I thought, Keenan Allen, they'll get something going. But actually, the Patriots defense has been playing pretty well. It doesn't really matter because the offense is just so bad. Chargers 6, Patriots 0, got the win, got the cover.
They're tanking, right? Like Bailey Zappi is worse than Mac Jones, can be confirmed. There's no way Mac Jones wouldn't have scored any points against the Chargers, right?
I don't know. I mean, Zappi looks really bad.
No Malik Cunningham. I heard there were going to be packages. You were right to ignore the noise about the packages. The packages never show up.
Yeah, when I
fucking package
on a recent show, you gave out Malik Cunningham. Solid reasoning, and I go, I can't do it. I'm not going to fall for this. Oh, we're going to get Malik Cunningham going, and then they never do it.
Bill Belichick. I guess Decker wants him to be the Chargers coach next year. I hope that wasn't personal information I just shared publicly, but
well, he wants anyone but Brandon Staley, so
he's delirious. It's every week it's the same thing, and when they win, he doesn't know what to think. He's happy, but he realizes it could help Brandon Staley keep his job.
Katie Mox saying, going to bed. Love y'all. Our teams will meet again when it really matters. Every team had bad losses. Shake it off. That said, you bet your ass I'm enjoying this. See you in the offs.
I like that. I think that's what the kids are calling the playoffs.
Oh, okay.
Because you can't say 2 syllables, you know. And Katie again,
class act kid.
Taking the high road.
Yeah, well, when the Eagles won the NFC Championship, I did not reach out or rub anything in Katie's face, and she classily said, "Hey, congrats on moving on to the Super Bowl."
I feel like she turns her back, starts walking off to bed, and you just take the chair and drill her in the back of the head right now.
Come on.
Yeah, I mean that feels like what's going to happen next time we have her on the show.
No. I get
playoff. Sean's going to return the niceness.
What do you mean?
No, I'm just saying you're gonna be this level of professional by playoff time when you guys meet. You could be rabid by then.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm not going to predict what my mood will be like in the Eagles playoffs. Hopefully they they still are trying to get focused.
I appreciate that. You didn't fall for my trap.
I'm taking it one game at a time. Right? We got a huge game next week against the Cowboys. Number 1 seed could be on the line.
Just fishing over here.
Keep fishing.
Yeah.
Saints 28, Lions 33.
Wow.
We all thought the Saints would cover. They did not, Ryan. But this was a wacky game because Lions get out 21-0. Seems like they're going to be in cruise control, and then the Saints come back, and then it was a wild back and forth game.
It's the kind of game.
Carr gets knocked out. Jameis has some moments near interceptions, turnovers all over the place.
You want to explain what it's like to gamble on the NFL?
NFC South in particular.
That game, perfect.
Yeah.
Team gets out to a big lead, not safe. Other team comes back. Quarterbacks get knocked out. We get reintroduced to Jameis Winston. We have a great Taysom Hill game. Really, this low key could be game of the week.
And the Taysom and Taysom Hill, Alvin Kamara stuff we gave out, I was talking about in DFS really paid off. Couldn't get the cover there, but very interesting game. I mean, Sam Laporta 9 catches, 140 and a touchdown. I think someone brought up Laporta on the pregame show. I'm like, I wish I would have found some spots for him on my DFS lineups, because when he mentioned him on the pregame show, I was kind of kicking myself for not getting him involved. But man, he had a bonkers game.
Yeah, Easy mentioned it. Easy back with us now. I would imagine the roller coaster was amazing, and somehow they got out of there with the cover too.
Yo, what's going on, guys?
Hey, what's up, Easy?
Yeah, so Laporta, like I said, on the pregame one big game, I threw out, I think 36.5 or something like that. I had him going 100 plus too, but I didn't put that out because I thought it was crazy. I should have put it out.
Kept
now
that to yourself.
He fucking did it.
No, that's good. Sometimes the private stock is you can't give it all out. You got to keep some for yourself.
Yeah, well, and talking about the Saints coming back and everything. Being a Lions fan, I knew that as soon as I saw the 21-0 lead, I knew that was going to happen. I immediately put money on the Saints. I think it was like 18.5. It was a no-brainer as a Lions fan. So
I love it.
Yeah.
You got spooked. You're like, they're gonna screw this up. I better hedge.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, have you ever seen the Lions not fuck up at some point? So I mean, it was,
No, well,
no-brainer.
they didn't fuck up here. I mean, it certainly had the makings of oh my God, how did they blow this game? But hats off to them for hanging on. And
difference
getting
in the game was Mr. Gambler, Jameson Williams, had a couple nice big plays that really ended up being the difference.
Yeah, I'm really glad that we're starting to utilize him a little bit more. He's kind of starting to be our like Kmart Debo in a way.
Oh wow. I'm guessing Kmart is an insult, not something like to say Debo's below Kmart.
No, yeah, like he's our like Walmart brand, our off-brand Debo.
Nice. I mean,
yeah, but I'll take that though. I mean, gladly.
We'll see. I mean, he might have a little bit more in the bag. I know there's been some talk about his route running too, but you've heard what people say about Debo. He don't run routes. He had a good game tonight though. He still don't run routes.
Well, what I like most about Jameson and really all of our receivers right now, I think it's the Dan Campbell effect, but the way that they run block.
Yeah.
I mean, every single one of our receivers down to Josh Reynolds, who's like 110 pounds, they all block fairly well. And I think that helps us a lot. So, that's something that we can look forward to, hopefully in the playoffs, if we can ever actually make it there.
That's how
I think you have to just be a little concerned about the defense, right? I mean, that's going to be your Achilles heel, defense and Goff turnovers. Other than that, you guys have a lot going for you.
Yeah, our downfield threat is terrible. I mean, Brian Branch is looking pretty good in like the flats, but once they try to go downfield, we just don't have anybody that can keep up with them. I mean, Cam Sutton has lost a step or something. GJ getting hurt killed us on the defensive side. So yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to change something, or we're just gonna get dusted every game.
Yeah. Who do you guys have next week? Bears. Nice.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys should win, and Justin Fields will somehow run for like 120 yards.
Yeah, he's the only thing that I worry about when it comes to the Bears. But I'm hoping that we're only a game back of the 1 seed now that y'all lost. So we have a pretty easy schedule other than the Cowboys. So if that could happen, that would be pretty incredible. That way we don't lose in the first round like we always do.
Wow, he's really negative himself tonight.
Yeah, come on.
I'm a Lions fan. What do you expect?
They do. You can tell Lions fans like as soon as it starts going good, they get a little like, I don't know, man, we're gonna fuck it up. All right. Well, easy. Appreciate calling in. Congrats to your Lions on the win.
Yeah, appreciate y'all.
Let it ride. Ryan, your Atlanta Falcons 13 against the New Jersey Jets 8. They covered the spread. Oh man, this was
what a game.
You could say
what a game.
I mean, if it wasn't for the Chargers Patriots 6-0, this is the ugliest game. But I don't know. Somehow, even though there was touchdowns in this game, one touchdown. Sorry.
How was Trevor Siemian not? And by the way, it was a good throw by Desmond Ridder. How was Trevor Siemian not in the game sooner? He was clearly better than Tim. Tim Boyle was horrible. His interception was horrible. He made a couple like prayer deep throws, but he's not good. Trevor Siemian should have been in there. I don't know what Robert Saleh was doing. We're trying to get him some tape for the fucking CFL or something. I don't understand that at all.
Yeah, I mean, now it's a little bit of a fight here in the NFC South, huh?
I guess. What's between like? Wasn't Atlanta in first already?
Yes, they were 5-6. They're now 6-6. Bucks and Saints though, both 5-7, nipping at their heels.
All right, gun to your head. Who wins the division?
I'm still sticking with the Bucks. The
Bucks, and if I'm not mistaken, the Bucks play the Falcons next week. So big game in our NFC. NFC South might be the most fun division in football. electric atmosphere.
Yeah.
Every team hates each other, and they're all incredibly bad. So
and the Panthers really suck.
Honestly, if we turned Colby on to the NFC South, he might actually start appreciating.
I don't know. There's a lot of score. Oh, dude, there's
going.
way too many tomes in the NFC South.
Oh, he might like Arthur Smith. He might be into what Arthur Smith has going on. I was gonna say the lines are lighting up. You want to take more callers?
More calls.
Well, I don't. You might not want to take this call, but I'm gonna take this call. We talked to him on the pregame. He said, "Hey, I'm a Niners fan. We're gonna beat you." He was very nice though. Gave out a same game parlay that off the top of my head, I think it hit. What's up, Nick? How we feeling?
Oh, we're feeling really good. Just we won the game. The better team won.
It's true.
Sean, I'm sorry the Eagles lost. But it's just it's a regular season game. I hope to see you guys in the playoffs. Hopefully it's at Eagle Stadium again, and then the same outcome happens. But we'll see how it happens. My same game parlay did actually hit.
Let's go.
And I'd also like to point out that I did just purchase a Brock Purdy T-shirt in honor of Brock Purdy beating the Eagles.
Jake somehow turned it on in the merch store. Diabolical. I don't want your money. I don't want your blood money.
But I also did purchase a Refs or Terrorists T-shirt as well.
Excellent. That's a great shirt.
That's definitely needed now.
Refs are. I don't know if Ryan, is it just the
2023 is
super slow mo, but it feel like they certainly haven't gotten better. And even like on the Sunday night, like the way that Sunday night game ended, that last minute, there were just so many bad calls. Like either side you were on, it was just a shit show.
I have an idea for Refs or Terrorist 2.0 shirt. It's like a Chinese New Year thing, but it's 2023, a year of the ref, and it's just
ref show.
It's just Ed Hockley.
So yeah, Nick, congrats, I guess, on your 49ers.
Everyone's so nice to you. They're being very nice to you.
I'm not that much of an asshole, honestly, just to rub it in someone's face. It's, karma's going to come back and going to bite me in the ass. I'm sorry.
Yeah, these 49ers fans, they know what's up. If you dance on my grave now, the football gods will be watching and might have to come back and get you.
I will say I am rooting for the Eagles next week. Fuck the Cowboys.
Oh, all right. Well,
all right.
See, there we go. Now the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yeah. So are you predicting, what do you like your chances on getting the number 1 seed? 49ers have Seahawks at home, at the Cardinals, Ravens at home on Christmas, at Commanders, and then Rams at home. So I'm assuming, do you think you're going to lose any of these games?
I think the one that's most challenging is probably going to be the Ravens. Seattle is kind of we came in and we beat Seattle at home.
Yeah, you guys seem to
in their
Seattle.
That's the biggest challenge. We beat them. The Ravens are going to be the challenging one. The Redskins, no, they don't even know what a good stadium is at all.
The Redskins back-to-back weeks of not covering as a Close Your Eyes special. It's dark times.
That
for Redskins
could be
country.
Eric Bieniemy, head coach too.
Yeah. How does Ron Rivera still have a job? Maybe you guys. So I'll predict. I'll say you guys go 4-1 because I do think there's one of these you trip up. Maybe even it's the Rams, like Rams kitchen sink game. Nothing to lose in the Bay Area. Although 49ers do pretty well against Rams.
Yeah, we kind of do have Sean McVay's number.
That is true.
So.
All right. Well, thank you for calling in, and again, sorry your team won.
Let it ride, guys.
Let it ride. Cardinals 24, Pittsburgh Steelers 10. I did not see this coming, Ryan. Congrats to you for having the Cards plus 5.5.
With the Close Your Eyes special.
Close Your Eyes special. Yeah. And I guess I wouldn't have been shocked if they covered, but I was certainly shocked that they won by 14 points. Kenny Pickett getting knocked out really disrupted the Freiermuth wagon that I was hoping for. But it's not like they were playing great before he got knocked out. The defense played pretty good, but not. There wasn't like those big turnovers to really swing the game. And Pittsburgh's offense, like what the fuck? A lot of it, I guess, is Trubisky. the weather delays. They have a lot of excuses.
I think this is what is going to happen in a Steelers game where a couple things go against them early.
Yeah.
And then a major thing goes.
But also too, like they were the kings of losing the first half and then pulling it out in the second.
But we watched this game pretty closely, and you even with a skewed eye, and they were never winning. Even with Pickett, I don't think they're winning this game today. It was just that it was going to be one of those kinds of days.
Yeah, it was just. Yeah, I'm guessing they were looking ahead to Thursday night, part of it, but you can't let the 2-10 Cardinals come in and beat you in Pittsburgh. If this team is and they're still in the playoffs, like if you're considering yourself a playoff team, Steelers, I just don't get this loss.
We're gonna see some bad teams in the playoffs.
Well, you get that 7th seed, you get the 4th division winner. There's bound to be some bad teams.
Yeah, I mean, sure, but the Steelers team, considering how good their defense plays at time, it's impressive how bad they've been. And now the Matt Canada, like he's gone. We're celebrating. We had 400 yards, and then right back to again not looking good before Pickett got hurt. So maybe this will be the week Sean gets off the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Maybe, but maybe not. Ryan, you know what? This is the week I'm going to sign up for HelloFresh. Say hello to a stress-free holiday season with the help of HelloFresh. Skip the grocery store and save time with easy, tasty recipes delivered right to your door. Oh man, I mean, yeah, working, aka sitting around drinking, watching NFL all day. It really takes it out of you, and some days it feels like eating a wholesome dinner is next to impossible. HelloFresh, you can turn busy weeknights into memorable mealtimes with delicious practical options designed to save you time, like their 15-minute meals. Spend time this month shopping for gifts, sipping coca. Okay, not stuck in the checkout line. Sign up for HelloFresh. Get everything you need to whip up a fresh, tasty meal delivered right to your door. Again, simple meals make it just so much easier. Love HelloFresh. Again, not a great cooker. HelloFresh makes it super easy, super fun. Go to HelloFresh.com/SGPN free and use code SGPN free for free breakfasts for life. One breakfast item per box while the subscription is active. Wow, that's an amazing deal. That's free breakfast for life at HelloFresh.com/SGPN free with code SGPN free. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit.
Sean.
Yes.
I didn't want to disclose. I might have dabbled in the HelloFresh.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty good.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
I got it for my mother-in-law. She loves her HelloFresh. Again, she's not like a massive cooker, so simple, easy. Love me some HelloFresh. Kramer, the Tennessee Titans 28, Colts 31. God, what an annoying game to lose. This one was really just brutal because
can we call it a bad beat?
Yeah, I guess. But also, like the Colts drove down and got a touchdown in overtime. Tennessee, they were down 6, tied the game up at 25, and then of course their punter. I mean, we were fortunate to be in this game because they had one block punt return for a touchdown, another block punt that Colts somehow didn't score, and they turned it into a field goal. But that block punt injured the punter,
popped his ACL or something,
destroyed his leg, and then they have Ryan Tannehill holding on an extra point. It seemed like a decent enough hold, but clearly something was off. They missed the extra point, so the game's tied at 25. Goes to overtime. Will Levis, they drive down, take a bunch of time off the clock, kick the field goal. They're up 3 in overtime. And then Tennessee drives down. Gardner Minshew, man, now it's 4 games in a row. Hits Alec Pierce on the deep bomb. They end up putting in the end zone, win 31-28. This was, I mean, man, backbreaking game.
Yeah, I was watching the video of Mike Leach breaking down how stupid the playoff committee is at Washington State. It made me think of Gardner Minshew, who, by the way, Sean, how is it we're not hearing Colby chirping about Gardner Minshew, former ECU quarterback? I don't understand that at all. And by the way, they're about to go over their win total, Sean.
Yeah, seriously.
Perhaps certainly Gannon is doing a better job than people expected in Arizona, but to be doing what Steichen's doing without the quarterback, I mean, Gardner Minshew's okay, But Gardner Minshew is like a backup quarterback, and
yeah,
so
he's the town whore. Everyone's had their run with Gardner Minshew tossed aside. Nobody wants him. Backup quarterback. They're making a run and they're pulling out nice wins.
This was a ridiculous one though, because they of course make the long field goal with Ryan Tannehill holding.
Yeah,
and
they missed the extra point.
And not to stand up for Team Ryan, but I thought Tannehill got that ball down fine.
No, I thought I tested. It looked like a decent enough hold.
New rule: can't do Will Levis anymore. It's like, dude, look right in front of your fucking face. Someone's wide open. You don't have to.
But he had a couple nice throws, and he had that run where he jumped up in the air. He at least, I mean,
that when he fumbled and chased the ball down, and then like was a part of the forced fumble going back the other way. That was what I've never seen Decker so excited about a play that someone else made on a team that wasn't the Chargers and wasn't a special teams play, but also just the way that, I mean, Will Levis is built. If that dude doesn't work out at quarterback, like find him another position on the field, but you got to learn how to look 5 yards in front of your face. And also you have to learn how to understand when the pass rush is going to get there. Every time it's like
but Decker was hilarious. Real quick, just because you mentioned him, and right after the Chargers game ended, he's like, shit, Justin Herbert lost 7 yards rushing. A couple of them were kneel downs at the end of the game. Off Grid Sports pointing out, of course, worst injury was the guy on the sidelines. Yeah. They didn't play the replay. I'm sure you can find it online. But if you're watching 8 games like we are, it jumped out. One of the guys holding the chains, just writhing around in pain and agony. Definitely blew out an ACL, multiple knee injuries. Christopher and McGuire in the chat saying Vrabel's quietly tanky. I don't get that sense at all. They played hard. They just have no back end. I think it's just a talent wise. Like, part of the handicap was, hey, can the Gardner Minshew and the Colts take advantage of the Titans secondary? And for most of the game, they did a decent enough job slowing them down, but then in overtime, it got the best of them.
They're just like it. I don't the special teams coach should be like the way that they
2 block
mishandled.
Punts. I mean, when we were watching it, we were like, wait, is that a replay? Like, how do you and the second one was crazy because the guy blocking the punt was there so early. He just knocked the ball out of the punter's hands.
Yeah. No, when you take it off the foot before the foot makes contact with it, something horrible has gone wrong. And it's the basic ass blocking. Again, I'd love to be a fly on the wall. The coaches meeting. Vrabel could not have been happy. A lot of boneheaded stuff happened. So we got a lot
of bad penalties.
All right. We got still callers, more callers.
The X line is lighting up, Ryan. Who do we got on the line?
We can, we'll do a little follow up with Dick Puncher. See how the day of Dick Puncher.
Oh, well, he's a Packers fan. He's going to be, why don't we just get to that game? Because he's going to be,
we can talk about it.
Is Dick Puncher, you on the line?
He's somewhere. Oh, well, okay. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see here. Oh, he disappeared.
All right. We'll get back to him.
Yep. There we go. That beat means he's here.
Yo.
What's up, Dick Puncher?
How's it going, boys? It keeps, like, on the pregame show, it did this too. The first time that you, unmuted me, it like silenced you guys both times. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, Elon's too busy building robots to shoot guns at his Tesla. He needs to focus on the little things. How we feeling?
Oh, dude, what a day. I literally almost had a perfect day, and it probably should have been a perfect day, except, well, I'll get to it in a second. So it starts off, with the pregame show with you guys. I find out, like, right as I'm getting on with it, that I hit my bets from the night before on Florida State to get screwed out of the playoff and Alabama to get into the playoff, which was great because I put like entirely too many units on that. And then, so, that whole thing, great. Michigan, obviously being in there, great. All right. Then we get to today's plays, right? Plays I gave out on the pregame show. Lions -4 with easy.
Ka-ching.
Boom. Like, of course, despite their best efforts to blow it, at the end there, but they got there. Then I gave out Bucks -3, which pushed, but this is the one thing in my day that wasn't perfect, because I also had action on it -3.5, which obviously didn't push, lost that one. So that's the one negative. Now, along with the Bucks play, you guys already know anybody. By the way, if you're not listening to the pregame show, I don't know what you're doing, because there's so many like great plays that are given out on this thing. Let me just say, this is the 6th week in a row I have given out Mike Evans.
It's a broken record.
Anytime touchdown at plus money. And I'm not just talking about like plus 110, right? It's been plus 150 or higher every week, all the way up to like plus 260 when they were playing against San Francisco. Out of those 6 weeks, it has hit 5 times out of the 6 weeks at plus money.
It's crazy.
It's irresponsible not to be playing Mike Evans anytime touchdown at these prices.
And by the way, he
looks like a man on a mission.
He's now 10 every year he's been in the National Football League. He's gone for 1,000 yards. Sean, do you remember before the season when we were talking about taking his over at like 1,025 yards?
Yeah.
And it's like, he does this every year. What are we talking about? Boom. It's week 13.
Have you guys ever seen them like pause a game before to like be like, all right, everybody, now the whole stadium, now we're going to applaud Mike Evans for 1,000. Like, I don't know.
He's a hero.
Yeah. It was bonkers.
Certainly for our pockets. He has.
Oh
been.
my God. He's been amazing.
To me, he is.
He's putting our fantasy team, Ryan, on his back. I mean, him, AJ Brown, and Deebo Samuel they're just dominant.
Achan and Mostert did all right.
It's true. Yeah.
So yeah, what was after the miss on the Bucks, but not the miss on the anytime.
So then I wound up taking a live line on the Rams -3.5, which hit.
Oh, dang.
And then I didn't mention this one on the pregame out of respect, but I do think, and I hate, as a Packers fan, I hate the Niners. I hate them. Well, just because they fucked us over so many times. But I just think they're absolutely insane with Christian McCaffrey. Like, I think they're absolutely Looney Tunes good. So I did bet the Niners minus the points today.
Oh
wow!
Yeah,
I thought you were cool.
Sorry about that, but I think they're. I feel dirty making money off of them, but you know.
So
you got to do what you got to do.
You made contact with the testicles and the shaft.
And also Packers money line, right? I'm assuming you had some Packers money line.
So yeah, so then we get to tonight, baby, go Pack. Go. So I will say I actually did not bet the Packers money line. But so my 2 plays for tonight, one is actually going the other way, but it's a system play. I literally have to do it every time Patrick Mahomes plays in a prime time or playoff game. I always take over on the rushing, and he always hits. Yeah. So I had 25 plus rushing yards, 26 rushing yards for the night for Patrick Mahomes. Yeah. So I got that. That was a hit at plus 115, by the way, plus money.
Kids on fire.
Anyway, yeah. So that was great. And then my other play for the night, this was my, like, instead of playing the Packers, I took Jordan Love over 1.5 passing touchdowns at plus 150.
Oh, look at you. He's looking good. He's looking like an NFL quarterback all of a sudden.
Dude, I mean, tonight, he is him. Like, that was insane tonight.
Oh, no.
He was so good tonight. I'm at these like past 3 weeks in a row. I mean, obviously the Chargers, you know, against that defense, you know, I wasn't. I'm cautiously optimistic. Like from the beginning of the season, like very beginning, I was a little too optimistic probably. Then I got knocked down to cautious optimism. Still there with the Chargers game. Then we get the Lions game. I'm like, okay, looking good. And then I don't know. I think he has real potential.
I saw some other Packers fans getting excited too. I mean, all it did was I immediately was like, all right, that's it. Packers fans are way hyped on Jordan Love. who do they play next week? We're fading them.
Oh no. I mean, Jordan Love looks good, man. Oh, and of course they are playing the Giants, right? Monday Night Football.
Tommy DeVito, baby. Although it's probably going to be Tyrod Taylor, just to get everyone's expectations set.
We don't play another team with a winning record for the rest of the season. By the way, it's all losing records. We play Tampa Bay, we play Carolina, we play the Bears, the Vikings. Like it's
playoffs.
It's
are
all
in
there
the picture.
for them. They're actually favored to make the playoffs now. Even before this win against Kansas City, we were actually favored to make the playoffs.
This would be some hilarious irony if somehow the Lions blew the end of the season to the Packers. A little get back for last year.
Do you guys? What are your odds to win the division right now? Do you have a shot?
That I haven't looked at. I'm still holding on to a pre-season ticket on the Packers to make the playoffs at plus 400. I haven't looked recently at their odds to win the division, but
probably smart.
Frankly, I wouldn't take that. That's kind of a crazy long shot. But I mean, it is within the realm of possibility that we wind up getting the 6th seed and we wind up playing against the Lions in the first round.
So it's
that is possible.
So division Lions minus 1,000, Vikings 10-1, Packers 12-1. I 100% I'm taking the Packers over the Vikings right now to make the playoffs. Let's see. Why not?
It's minus money. It's
I don't see the.
I mean, before tonight, it was at like minus 115 or something.
That's
before
crazy.
Tonight.
That's crazy. Oh man, Packers are going to go on the road and get their ass beat by someone. No offense, but
I mean, I don't think we're going to like win out or anything, but I do think we'll actually be favored in every one of our remaining games.
Do you feel bad winning the game 27-19 in spite of the fact that Travis Kelce got slightly pushed on that Hail Mary? Should the NFL
so the
change
Hail
the
Mary
result?
thing? I think is nonsense. The Hail Marys you're getting pushed everywhere. I will say, obviously, the DPI that wasn't called, like obviously that was pass interference.
Makeup call. It's a makeup call.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. It was a makeup call. Absolutely. Because we had that 15-yard penalty for unnecessary roughness on Mahomes when he was in bounds. He had not stepped out of bounds. It was a completely clean hit.
Yeah. I'll say it. The Packers they outplayed the Chiefs tonight, which is crazy to say, but.
And then even after the non-DPI call, they didn't stop the clock. They gave them an out of bounds when we completely stopped their forward momentum and then dragged them backwards out of bounds. And they're like, no, they went out of bounds. Stop
the refs have been making some. It's the year of the ref. All right, Dick Puncher.
All right. Yeah, I don't know if I should give like a pregame hype.
Save for the pregame.
If people want to hear Dick Puncher cut a sick ass promo, tune into the pregame show. All right, Dick Puncher, let it ride.
All right, catch you guys later.
Let it ride. Yeah, I mean, Hail Mary, you can't call that. That was ridiculous that people were whining about that one. The other calls were really bad, and then even the that one ref saying they were out of bounds when clearly the clock shouldn't have stopped. Like they missed like 5 calls in a row.
I get it. This is what they want, because if they didn't want this, they would just increase the fucking salary and they'd pay a lot of money for people to actually
full-time refs.
Goodell loves this shit. That's why he's got these guys working, flipping burgers in the off season.
Hey, maybe you want to check out a game live. Well, if you're doing that, you got to use Game Time. Game Time, perfect holiday gift. I know my dad, brother, cousins, like there's so many people in your life that they're just dudes, right? And you're like, oh man, what do I get this guy? I don't know. What am I get them tickets? Game Time is the perfect holiday gift. Sign up, use that promo code SGPN, get $20 off. Check out all the flash sales. You get a low price, get some great seats. Send it to, anyone honestly on your list that likes sports. This is the great gift. Or, hey, instead of getting them some dumb jelly of the month club, get them tickets to a game that you guys can go together. That is going to be a great holiday experience. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code SGPN for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create the account, redeem the code SGPN for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Kramer, Redskins 15, Dolphins 45.
Redskins now 2-2 on the Close Your Eyes special.
They've had 4. That's crazy.
The rest of the league is 5-4. Commanders 2-2. So they're dragging down the crowd.
I guess this shouldn't be shocking, but man, this was just a bloodbath. And even like covering as a massive home dog like this, Washington team is just so lost offensively, defensively. It's really impressive that Ron Rivera still has a job. I don't understand it.
That Sam Howell interception where he just threw the screen pass right to the other team. Look, the defense certainly could have played better, but this was a classic Dolphins game where they handful of big plays here and there kind of stretched it out, and then second half did feel like the Commanders misplayed their hand. Why are you kicking a 53-yard field goal in the rain? Why are you not playing aggressively? It just seemed like they were not. It didn't seem like they were adjusting to what was being given to them on offense. And unfortunately, Sam Howell is just like this. Sam Howell is like a dog who has run into the screen door a million times and just continues to run into the screen door.
Do you think Sam Howell's gonna, when all is said and done, we're gonna say Sam Howell is good?
I think Sam Howell is going to be one of those electric, like middling, like very good.
I mean, he's really tough to grade because the team has just been so shitty around him. The play calling, the whole mess that is Washington.
Here's what I would say: you have to be good to throw for this many yards,
right? But then also too, like we've seen a lot of guys who rack up a ton of shit in garbage time, and then when you actually put them on a good team with pressure in the moment, and they just completely fold.
I think you also, I think the more that I study the game of football, Sean, the more that I am starting to believe that like a sack isn't always a quarterback stat, but a lot of the time it's a quarterback stat. And I think for Sam Howell, 100% of the time it's a quarterback sack or a stat. I think his biggest problem to me is he's a frantic dude who he wants to make the big play every time, which is great, but the second something looks funny, he freaks the fuck out. Like all of a sudden he's barking at the door. Back to the screen door analogy. So I think he'll be good. I think he'll be one of those guys that will probably be limiting because he costs his team in the big game too many times.
Houston Texans 22, Denver Broncos 17. Broncos did not cover, even though I said they should have just kicked the field goal there at the end. Man, Russ was playing with our emotions, Ryan. We were getting all Russ horny, like, oh man, look at him driving down the Broncos, and they had it right there. They had some shots into the end zone, and then Russ escapes for a sack, tosses the interception, backbreaker there. Because I don't. It's tough to say they should have won that game, but in that last drive, they really had a shot. Houston was really playing with their food. I mean, CJ Stroud, you just feel dumb when you bet against him. And then I bet on him the week before and kind of felt a little dumb too, but he has just so many electric plays. A good win for them, but man, Denver really blew an awesome opportunity. Denver and Tennessee really were backbreakers for me personally, because those were just like two games essentially coming down to those last plays that,
Tennessee was different because of their control of the game.
Yeah.
Denver was out of the game and they scrapped their way back. It was a different game in the second half, but yeah, I mean, hopefully Houston's able to get the committee on their side for the playoffs, because losing Tank Dell, probably, they're not going to be the same team next week that they were last week.
Yeah. Will they still get into the playoffs without Tank Dell? They're not going to. Sure, their record's good, Ryan, but they won't be rated.
I don't mean to speak down to the college football people, because I'm sure the college football people hate this too. But these college football talking heads who work, specifically the ones that work for ESPN that have been issued talking points, you sound ridiculous. You sound ridiculous when you say, you know what, we got to worry about the product of the playoffs, so we're just going to disregard the entire regular season. So like a lawyer wrote that talking point. That's not a real talking point. You can't say that. You can't play a whole season of football and just say,
yeah,
I hate Florida State. I fucking hate Florida State.
To their point, like, why not just let them know before the season begins? Hey guys, just so you know, you have no chance to win, to get into the college football playoff. Well, what if we win all our games? Yeah, it doesn't matter.
More Power 5 wins.
I mean, thank God
Texas
they have the 12-team playoff, so we can stop having this discussion. Yeah. Honestly,
I think the irony is that the ACC is the reason the 12-team playoff expansion took longer and isn't happening this year. So, you want to talk about? I have not confirmed that, but yeah, I've seen some things on the internet. But yeah, hopefully the Texans can get in. The committee's been tough.
Carolina Panthers 21. Tampa Bay Bucks. Oh no, wait, that was the other way around. Carolina at 18, yeah. Tampa Bay Bucks 21. Panthers covered when we picked it. Likely a push if you bet this late, because it got all the way down to 3. I have no idea why. Carolina still looks horrible. Bucks look less horrible, but again, they just have it's just chuck it up to Mike Evans.
Yeah, big takeaway from the Bucks and really the Steelers games is like you can't lay the big numbers with teams like this.
Yeah,
it's just you're going to be on the losing side. You're going to be on a game like this too often because Carolina sucks, and Carolina still came within 3. I was impressed they were able to run the ball against the Bucks. That would be a takeaway, I guess. If you're one of those, like maybe the Panthers win some games on the way out. Certainly, that was impressive.
Did we get a coach fired bounce from Carolina? Still look like pretty shitty Carolina.
Tepper was in the booth calling plays, right? I really hope that there's some truth to that. I would say that no, I don't know what happened here. I really don't. I think the Bucks were really injured. I think the Bucks were missing. I mean, basically what they talked about in the game, but the Bucks lost some linebackers, and then the Panthers basically just started attacking. But to me, the Bucks are covering this still a ton of the time, and Carolina, I pretty fortunate to convert some of those throws to Chark. Still, Bryce Young not looking good. Still looks hard. Think about the pass when he rolled out. He points to Thielen. They had the play.
Yeah,
go out there and get it, and then his ball floats, and Winfield undercuts it. Interception. To me, that sums up Bryce Young as an NFL quarterback.
He just looks bad.
Will Levis makes that throw.
Will Levis, you see, there's at least like 5-10 plays a game where you're like, all right, that's a really good play, or okay, this guy looks like an NFL quarterback dropping back. I still haven't seen that from Bryce Young.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Will Levis still has the potential to be Jamarcus Russell, but because it is just the arm talent at this point.
He moves around. He has some pocket awareness.
You want to take another caller?
Sure.
We got the doc calling in.
Oh, Sebastian, SGPN football doc, noted Giants fan, noted Pittsburgh and Florida fan.
Really listing out the whole resume.
Well, that's what he likes to represent there on social media. Sebastian, you there?
He's there.
Okay.
He's not there though. Keep
Can you hear me?
Oh, there he is. He's there.
What's happening, man?
New to space. He's acclimating.
Gentlemen, before we talk about grown man football, I want to give an official statement here.
All right.
As a Florida Gators fan, I want to commend the honor and sacrifice and the courage of the college football committee for keeping Georgia and Florida State out of the playoff. Because that is just, oh man, how beautiful.
You got to be loving that.
Oh, I mean, not only did I pick up Washington 18-1 and Bama 10-1 before conference weekend, but I could not take another Georgia and the Seaman Holes. Oh man, it was Christmas morning over here in the Fearon house.
I will say those are some nice futures, and also very elite nickname for
Seaman Holes. Yeah,
Seaman Holes.
Yeah, that's what we talk nice about, and that's before the liquor starts flowing in Gainesville.
And I thought you were going to come in with the SEC champ. Just happy that you guys got a team in.
No, I mean, still fuck Bama, but if they can keep the dogs out and the Seminoles out, then yeah, I'll take it.
First time Georgia's lost in like 2-3 seasons. Boom, get the fuck out of here.
Do y'all are we still got locker room over there?
Who you locker room's always open if you want to toss someone in the locker. Who do you got?
Excellent. Yeah, just a quick locker throw here and then a quick tout. Don't worry, Sean. As a company man, I've had the pleasure of visiting the headquarters, and I do know we do not have lockers to fit Big Dom. So don't worry, that will not be it. But I'm throwing in Mitchell Trubisky into the fucking locker.
Yes.
Holy shit.
Yes, sir.
As you mentioned, I have married into a little bit of a Steelers fandom. And, as my Giants are resting up for the playoffs, a nice little playoff run that they're going on here. I was decided, let's back the Steelers. I got a little Survivor, 25K riding on it. So I was like, all right, let's, I talked to the wife. She was confident. And we had to wait fucking 4 hours for this game just for Mitchell Trubisky to fuck it away. That was, oh my God.
Yeah, that is, yeah, I would say that that's Max Payne, because certainly some people found themselves onto the onto the Steelers and Survivor this week. And
I mean,
it was not going well early, and then when the quarterback change happens, you're just like, oh my god.
Yeah. Any thoughts of like, well, hey, Trubisky, how much worse can he be than Kenny Pickett? It was pretty bad. So,
yeah, no, absolutely. And then the shitty part is I was debating between either Tampa or the Lurs, and I went with Steelers just because of, I mean, shit, Tampa Bay was out their entire linebacking core, so I figured maybe the Panthers might be sneaky there. But yeah, that was tough. I'm calling for whether it's Mason Rudolph or if we got to bring back Ducky Hodges from his little Hollywood stint there, because Trubisky is awful. I'm assuming y'all saw that fumble where he just let that ball it was like that Cam Newton Super Bowl. He was like, fuck it,
no
business
part of
decision.
it.
The second he came into this game, I knew it was not going to go. I'll never forget him against Virginia Tech in the Hurricane. One of the worst performances you'll ever see any core. At that moment, it was like, really, this guy's supposed to be a first round pick. Okay. So yeah, he back into his, we got to check the hand size too. He fumbles a little bit too much. Sean, 24 people on the Steelers in Circus Survivor.
Wow.
Bye-bye.
What are we down to, Ryan?
Saints also out, Jets out. So 26 folks have left the building out of 80. So 54.
Wow. Crazy.
And 24 sweating the Jags on Monday night. So what'd you want to tout?
Oh yeah, just real quick. I wanted to give a shout out to two specific things here. As any great gambler should, I had a couple bets that I was feeling good about this week. I was big on two teams, and I talked myself into it. So actually, when I looked at the final tally after the games, I realized I bet the same bet 6 times. I think we call that bankroll management.
Nice.
No. So I'd like to first give a shout out to Mr. Joe Flacco. For despite playing an actually decent game and making me sweat this out a little bit. And I will be probably not fading the Browns as hard as I thought I would be. He did throw that interception and he got it done. Rams -5 when I took it when it opened up in the week, when I know there'd be no DTR, likely a limited Myles Garrett and a limited Amari Cooper. That came home thanks to his heroic effort. So thank you, Mr. Joe Flacco, for that. And I'd like to also thank Lincoln Financial Field for the home field advantage, really allowing us to get an amazing number at the -3 that I got it. And I felt like it was a steal when it opened up at -3. Just really appreciate those fans doing everything they can for us to really just get some value. Wow. So I really appreciate that. No, I mean, shitty loss, but I mean, how much can we talk?
You sound sympathetic.
Feels like we got a little liquid courage. He's coming in, shots fired.
Well, congrats. You and the entire world was on the 49ers, so enjoy.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm fucking ecstatic because that really just, like I said, I very realized at the end of the game, like, wow, I probably shouldn't have placed the same bet 6 times, but it really turned the day around. It really, really made it a good day.
Oh, we've all been there before.
Really opening night 40-0, that kind of puts life in a different perspective. I know Ryan can understand that. So we'll smile tonight, but we know Tommy DeVito's got a mission for the rest of the season. So
if he plays.
All right. Let it ride,
gentlemen,
bro.
Let it ride.
It reminds me of the time I was having this would have been, I don't know, maybe it was my bookie days. Tremendously bad weekend. Decided to throw in a Hail Mary, like $500 4-team parlay just to get it all back. And thought the number was X. It ended up being Y. Log in later that night thinking I had lost the parlay because one leg came within a half point. Turns out I won. Those are some electric moments.
Oh yeah, or you bet on the wrong team, or like when you're clicking the button and you watch 3 hours and you think you've lost the bet and then you check your balance. You're like, oh wait, I actually hit the bet. Yeah, let's get to it. He said Rams. Talking about the Rams Browns game, 36-19. I mean, Joe Flacco, I thought played pretty well. They were in this game the entire time.
He wasn't
like Sebastian said. He threw that one deep interception, and that kind of was the end of it. But Rams are playing good ball right now, 6-6. So all my Rams future positive stuff kind of alive there,
not
but
dead. That's for sure.
Flacco, Ryan, we gave out the Flacco step ladder. He got the first step at 225. He was only 21 yards short of 275, which would have paid 8-1. Man,
I saw some people took 250 as well. So
Cedric Tillman got 20 yards, so he was getting going. He had Flacco had him a couple deep shots, but shout out
very aware to where he was on the field.
Yeah, Brad Ward there pointing out the Elijah Moore pregame. He had a nice game, 4 for 83. So maybe that
Sean,
Elijah should have been the lineup.
Let's remember to talk to Brad before we do the show this
Any
week.
more? Well, if we're betting more Cleveland stuff, which I don't know, but
come on,
Joe
man.
Flacco had a nice zip on his ball. I thought. I mean, definitely way better than DTR and
with that team.
Yeah,
I mean that like him floating that ball to Jerome Ford was like peak Joe Flacco. Just that, like I said, cocking back that howitzer.
Well, and they have a pretty decent offensive line. Like I don't know, this Browns team very tough to get a handle on. I kind of think it was their defense that let them down. Honestly.
Yeah, and I want
Puka, who I gave out DFS, ended up having a bonkers game, 4 for 105 and a touchdown.
Give us Joe Flacco in the playoffs, please. Joe Flacco against the Ravens in the playoffs.
Electric.
Oh my God, that's the upset. Can we predict it now? Joe Flacco and the Browns upset the Ravens in the second round of the playoffs.
Steffi Smalls in the chat saying DeVito is a loser. Yeah, I said.
Whoa, what happened? What's this about?
Hey, Pazan. I don't know. She is not finding the DeVito hype, Ryan.
Jesus, it almost seems like it's personal. You know someone that knows him or something?
49ers 42, Eagles 19. I mean, we've talked about this game enough, in my opinion. But Ryan, any thoughts you want to add?
We touched on a
Kyle
lot of
Shanahan getting all mad.
Nope.
Oh, there should not be security taunting our players.
What happened? Break that down. If maybe people missed what happened during the game.
There was a play on the sidelines. Kinlaw and Big Dom were yelling at each other. At some point, Dom was pointing at him, like saying something, and then Kinlaw got up in his face and actually hit him with his hand and hit Dom in the face. And then they threw both Dom and Greenlaw out of the game.
Yeah. What's the issue?
Kyle Shanahan said the NFL should really do something about security not involved in the game taunting our players. He's not concerned about Greenlaw striking a member of the security team. Again, I would be fine with neither person getting thrown out. I did think it was pretty funny for the Eagles security guy to get thrown out of the game. Big Dom is a legend, but yeah.
Does he apologize to the locker room?
Who? Big Dom?
Yeah.
No. Everyone loves
for
Dom.
costing him the game.
No, everyone was coming up to Dom after and being like, "Hey, that was bullshit. You got thrown out." I mean, Dom was standing on the sideline. If Dom, you should be able to do whatever you want within reason on the sideline, as long as you're not like contacting a player, like having one of these assistant coaches, whatever, yelling at a guy, going like this, yelling at a guy is fine. I mean, Kyle Shanahan kind of being a baby after the fact. But also, I'm fine with them not throwing Greenlaw out of the game. He was clearly trying to do this back and took it a little far to actually hit him in the face. Dom did not look like he was that upset about it.
I don't think Dom's the kind of guy you mess with.
I would not hit Dom in the face.
He's gonna be watching his back on the way to the airport. Yeah, no, not much. I think the angle. I was unfortunately I didn't get onto it, but the angle that the Eagles were just going to be tired turned out to be the reason here. And it doesn't. Shanahan, they clearly wanted to like run it up too. So I would imagine that will be like, I don't know why you create that bulletin board material at the end of the day, but Debo got his. So
yeah, congrats on the regular season win, and that's why we play 17 of them. Brad, easy in the YouTube chat saying, real question though, does Big Dom get fired? No, he might get a promotion, but he is certainly not getting fired.
NFL is going to be investigated.
Well, yeah, investigate.
Do teams normally have a head of security on the sideline? I'm not trying to stir up the pot. I'm just curious.
I would imagine now Dom is kind of like a consigliere to the organization as a whole. Like he's the guy takes care of problems. I know a guy who knows Big Dom.
Yeah, like when Jalen Carter was stealing stuff, Dom showed up to the store, made sure everything got paid for.
I mean, you're joking, but
no,
Dom would solve that problem. He's kind of like what was that show? He's just like Dom's also
Ballers?
No, Dom's
Ray
also,
Donovan.
Ray Donovan. He's also like a fixer type. He gets stuff done. But to your point, I'm sure NFL team has security. Like,
I know the team has non football personnel on the sideline. So
100%.
Yeah. So I'm just if it's normal, then yeah. I mean, also, what are these refs doing? Why are we throwing out so? Do you understand why the fans are watching?
Yeah,
to watch these players.
To watch Big
Dom. And is it Dominic?
I'm gonna get a Big Dom sweatshirt.
You think Dominic's happy for Tommy DeVito?
He might be. Yeah. Dom does have rocks a random Italian flag patch on his side of his shirt.
Nothing random about that shit.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean the security guys also crazy ex-girlfriend showing up at the facility. I'm sure every team has a version of their Dom. You might not know him, but
I mean, Chris Long has talked about Dom at length, and it kind of highlighted. Well, you nailed it. He's the consigliere.
Yeah,
he is the guy who knows everything that's going on. He knows what's going on, and when something needs to be fixed, he makes surprise me.
All right. I think that does it for the games or any extra. I feel like we covered it.
Did we miss any games?
We didn't hit on Packers Chiefs that much. I feel like we kind of got to it with
Jordan Love outplayed Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah,
bottom line. I
mean, Ryan, impartial observer here, but what do you think? MVP is looking like right now? I'll see if I can pull up some.
I mean, I think you're not gonna value it as much as it's going to be. Like you're gonna be surprised at the Jalen Hurts odds. I would imagine. That was a bad game for Jalen Hurts. It was a great game for Brock Purdy. I don't know if I don't know if I can get myself around Brock Purdy being an MVP when he's got McCaffrey, whose odds aren't that far behind him. And just in general, that situation. Again, if you're voting for the award and you watch football, you understand that.
I think to win the MVP, you also have to be the graphic for the primetime game. Now, Brock Purdy is not the graphic. Christian McCaffrey is.
I mean, certainly you have to I would limit it. Like if they're making the graphic of 3 guys, are you on there every time?
I would say no. I would say you have to be the graphic. You have to be the best player in your team to win MVP.
Sure.
Especially if it's another offensive player in your offense.
It that becomes a strange nuanced argument about best player versus most valuable player. So yeah, I think the quarterback by defact can be the most valuable player without being the best player. But I think it helps to be also the best player. I think the Eagles would use different. Like the Eagles would not only use Jalen Hurts for the primetime game. I'm sure AJ Brown's gotten some. No. Okay. That's a crazy thing. They've never put AJ Brown on a promotional thing.
I'm sure. I'm speaking in big generalities.
You didn't actually want to talk about this. You just wanted to throw shade at Brock. No. I don't understand why you're I'm saying that Jalen Hurts took a step back. Brock Purdy took a step forward, and you're going to be shocked at the odds for Jalen Hurts, I'd imagine. Because this was a bad look.
No, I'm saying to your point, I don't think I was agreeing with your point, Ryan, that Christian McCaffrey to me is in the mix for MVP as much as Brock Purdy is. So that hurts Brock Purdy.
Oh yeah, 100%. But I was also arguing with your point on that, you don't have to be the best player on your team to be the MVP if you're quarterback.
Okay, I guess I can't think of anyone who's won the MVP recently that wasn't also the best player on the offense.
Patrick Mahomes, he had Tyreek Hill. I mean,
Oh, so you don't say, but I think Patrick Mahomes is better than Tyreek Hill.
Oh, as a player, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can say that with what Tyreek Hill's done in Miami. So yeah,
okay.
I mean, I think because Mahomes is the quarterback, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I guess also we always give it to the quarterback, so it's not
Like McCaffrey's clearly a better football player than Brock Purdy.
right. I guess MVP is clearly the best quarterback award.
Yeah, I mean, unless there's some sort of, I mean, honestly, I would be fun to see Tyreek Hill like do enough to be in the conversation.
Well, so Ryan, this is a great question. What do you think the MVP odds are? Who's the favorite right now?
Well, it was Jalen Hurts going into this weekend, correct?
Yep.
I mean, Mahomes didn't look good. Lamar can't be the favorite. Is it Brock Purdy?
I don't know. You're on the spot. I'm looking.
I'll
at
say
the odds.
Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy is not. He is fifth in the odds. Brock Purdy.
So then Jalen Hurts is still the favorite.
Jalen Hurts is plus 250.
Oh, okay. So they didn't over adjust.
Dak Prescott plus 425.
What?
Lamar Jackson plus 450.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mahomes plus 500.
Yeah, that's fine.
Brock Purdy plus 550. Tua 950.
Tua has the same problem as Brock Purdy.
Christian McCaffrey 1600.
And then Tyreek Hill probably.
Tyreek Hill 1800. Who do you think's next after that?
I can't even think of. I mean, Josh Allen probably still listed.
CJ Stroud.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's not winning though.
It's still pretty wide open. I mean, interesting that the Eagles are underdogs against the Cowboys, and yet if if Jalen Hurts loses this game, you would assume it would end up being really good for Dak's future MVP odds, right?
I'm such a hater of the Cowboys. Dak winning the MVP is not even on my radar. It's not even a joke.
Doesn't feel like a possibility.
I'm not even fucking kidding you. I'm like, there's no way. I mean, yeah.
Well, someone in the chat says Minshew MVP. I mean, they have won. Was it 4 in a row now? 5 in a row?
Yeah. I mean, they're very much in the hunt. So.
What would you rather have, Ryan? Let's talk about some fun long shots. Matt Stafford 150-1, Josh Allen 50-1, Herbert 200-1.
Note to self: wait until week 13 to make MVP bets. I mean, it does seem like it's down to that 5 or 6 quarterback race.
Yeah, I don't think anyone on the Dolphins is winning it. Although if you are the number one, well, if Miami gets the number 1 seed, it almost always goes to either the quarterback of the number 1 or number 2 seed. So if Miami wins it or gets the number 1 seed,
it's the Tyreek.
I guess they give it to Tua.
Tyreek Hill and Christian McCaffrey are so good. They're going to screw their quarterbacks' chances of getting the default "you're the top seed" award.
Yeah, no,
which is insane because. It's not like Tua's playing bad, although Tua almost tore Tyreek Hill's ACL today in that game with that bad pass.
It's hard to talk shit on Tua because they won,
it's
won
ridiculous.
by 30 points, but for a guy who wins by that much, there's so many throws where you're like, my God, what is that guy doing?
Are they listing Jordan Love in the MVP discussion?
Oh yeah, I'm sure he is.
If they go 8-0 to end the season, is he in the discussion?
200-1.
Maybe we'll.
I mean, Josh Allen at 50-1, if he puts the team on his back and wins out, they go 11-6.
Yeah, there's probably also the problem with like counting stats. Like you have to. That's why Lamar is, and again, like all with everyone continuing to fall. This is almost like the year where Lamar just kind of doesn't fall down and everyone else falls down around him. And at the end of the year, like, hey Lamar, you're the MVP, and it's like, cool. Let me go lose in the first round of the playoffs. All right, you want to let's prop it up. Yeah,
before we do, of course, shout out to Underdog Fantasy. Use that promo code SGPN, 100% deposit match up to $100. Underdog Fantasy, so fun. I mean, the fantasy pick 'em great. Kramer, give out your cash that you tweeted out at Kramer Centric.
Oh wow, awesome plug there. It was, I don't have the exact numbers, but I grabbed that sick Justin Herbert higher than a half passing yards. We did have to sweat that longer than I anticipated, but then we had we kind of just threaded in some things we liked from the show. Brevin Jordan, Curtis Samuel, and why am I blanking on the last one? Now
Bijan Robinson.
Oh yeah,
yards.
Bijan Robinson receiving yards. That electric Falcons game, 13-8. I mean, let's never forget that score.
Yeah. Again, so many ways to get down, and the live stuff is really great. Underdog Fantasy promo code SGPN. Get the 100% deposit match. And of course, Hall of Fame bets. Optimize those parlays, people. Optimize those parlays. Hall of Fame bets is the sports betting research platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Use code SGPN to get 50% off your first month. Download the Hall of Fame bets app or visit HOFBets.com. Promo code SGPN. Kramer, how say you?
Bengals trash against the tight end. Evan Ingram, do you like the yards or the catches? 4.5 catches, 41.5 receiving yards.
I'll say yards.
Yeah, that's where I'm going. I think the way this team plays defense, whether they're letting the explosive seam play or they're just giving up the underneath, it does seem like Evan Ingram's going to be used early and often. So it's always terrifying to be on an Evan Ingram over, especially in prime time, but firing. Give me the 41.5 receiving yards over.
All right, for me, I am taking Trevor Lawrence under 1.5 passing touchdowns. He's only gone over this mark 3 times this season, and they're missing their left tackle Cam Robinson. And I kind of like, we'll get to it. I kind of like Dearness Johnson to get loose. I don't have him officially in the props, but stay tuned for maybe a DGen only parlay with Dearness Johnson. He had a nice spark there. I don't know what it is. Trevor Lawrence doesn't throw passing touchdowns. He's only thrown. Let me see here. I'll confirm the. How many do you think, Ryan, he's thrown this season?
I know that I've looked at this. Looking at the game log, you'll be shocked. He's maybe done it once. It's strangely low. Maybe 2, including today.
He's thrown for 12 passing touchdowns this season. Again, 3 times he's gone over 1.5, and he has 2 games with 0. The rest are 1. That's just bonkers for a guy who's supposed to be the guy.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's why they set it at 1.5. 2 passing touchdowns. It's just one of those things where it's more rare. It's one, especially with the middling quarterbacks, especially in the new NFL with the lower scores.
And again, I think missing Cam Robinson, I think the Bengals pass rush will be able to make it interesting.
So I have a Trevor Lawrence angle. I also have, you know what? I'll fire the Dearness Johnson one now. 19.5 rushing yards. Perhaps this is going to be an incredibly chalky angle. If so, get down on this early, but ETN banged up, limited all week in practice. And not only that, but we were watching last week, commenting on how good Dearness Johnson looks. He's all of a sudden completely eaten up the Tank Bigsby role, and he looked good. So if ETN's banged up, maybe they get up a bunch, they get up early, or they're just trying to work him in because he's the new goal line guy. 19.5 rushing yards is not a ton. So give me the over. Overs only, Sean.
Yeah. Now I know you can run on the Bengals, but Travis Etienne, you just mentioned it, under 66.5 rushing yards. I mean, he's legit banged up. Dearness Johnson has been looking really good. I'm with you. I think Trevor Lawrence could get loose running. The Bengals are like 31st or almost dead last. They allow a ton of rush yards to the quarterback, and then even when he has been healthy, last 6 games he's gone over this one time against the Steelers, and that was with 24 carries. Like, he's just 2.8, 3.7, 3.8, 3.2, 3.7, 3 even. That's his yards per attempt. So like, I think he has to have either a really efficient game or like well over 20 carries. And I think just the fact that he was limited all week in practice, they're not gonna pound the rock with him. So yeah, give me under.
Yeah, I like the angle. I certainly would fade ETN before I backed him. Like I said, I taking Dearness Johnson, also kind of a fade of him. So, if you prefer to indirectly fade him, directly fade him, it does seem like if you fancy yourself a playoff team, there is a certain element of making sure that your guys aren't getting destroyed every week. And ETN is clearly a key part of this team. So I think if they can get up early and kind of have their defense take control of this game over Browning, then maybe you're able to not pound him into the ground. And like you said, has not been super efficient.
No.
Last one for me, trifecta of Jags overs. Give me Trevor Lawrence over 3.5. You mentioned his rushing. Give me the over on the rushing attempts.
Okay.
I think something to look for in this one. You get the kneel downs. So there is a scenario where they are winning the game. They are 9-point favorites, but also I think when you're missing your left tackle, you're probably going to have a slightly quicker timer in your head. You're maybe going to look to get out a little faster. Fun fact: this isn't a yardage thing, but or an attempts nugget. But I got some Trevor Lawrence trivia for you. How many rushing touchdowns does Trevor Lawrence have in his college and pro career? He's been 3 seasons in college, 3 seasons in the pros.
Total rushing
touchdowns. Trevor Lawrence, 6 years of playing football, college and pro.
Say 26.
Close. 27 touchdowns.
Oh man,
on the ground. He's got more wiggle than you think.
Yeah.
So over 3.5 rushing attempts. Love this one mainly because you get the kneel downs too. I think this is probably a good prop, even if you exclude the kneel downs.
For me, Jake Browning under 33.5 passing attempts.
That was a puzzling number.
It just feels super high. I mean, I get it. I think they're imagining a world where the Bengals are down big and he's just, dinking and dunking in garbage time. But I don't know, that doesn't really work out because you either have to be efficient and you're able to move the ball. And I still think the Bengals are going to do everything they can to get the run game going. I didn't love Mixon's numbers, but I do think they give it to him a bunch. I mean, against the Steelers, now that's kind of a different game flow, but he only got to 26 attempts there. I mean, this is a guy making his, this is his third career start. I don't think they're going to let him throw 34 times. Yeah. Or actually, no, he came in halfway through the Ravens game. So this is his second career start. I don't see them letting him throw 34 times. That to me seems bonkers.
I guess that would be the argument. There's still decent variance. You don't know, but I agree. When I looked at that, you look at the stat line from the last game and however you want to adjust for, maybe there's a little bit more trust and maybe T Higgins being back matters. You still don't get to 50% more.
No, it's bonkers. So those are my 3. Is that your third, Ryan?
Yeah, so I gave out Trevor Lawrence over 3.5 rushing attempts, Dearness Johnson over 19.5 rushing yards, Evan Ingram over 41.5 receiving yards.
Okay, for first touchdowns for me, give me Dearness Johnson 18-1.
Oh yeah, that price is.
I mean, that's crazy because he could be like the lead back for the Jags tomorrow.
But he took the Tank Bigsby role, so he's at minimum he's going to be worked in around the
even when ETN is the main guy, which he might still be, they still, to your point, Bigsby is like the goal line guy, and Dearness has overtaken for that. So I think Dearness has a big chance for touchdowns. I mean,
that's the wrong price. It won't be 18-1 tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, I should just add.
Go get down on it right now, Sean. Whatever you're doing, just stop what you're doing. Because I'm telling you, it's not going to be 18-1. I'm also on it. You have to, when you get a goal line, back at 18-1. That's the wrong price. I mean, what's ETN's price? 5-1.
Yeah,
that's a crazy gap.
All right.
Sean's actually getting down.
No, I'm trying to pull up the other prices for. I'm just going to officially make it. Dearness Johnson anytime touchdown. Add that to my sheet at plus 330.
Okay. Yeah. I just shop that because you can still find 4-1s out there. I'm seeing 350s. Yeah.
All right, I'll give myself a 350. Jags defensive special teams touchdown at 20-1. It's still Jake Browning. Still a lot of unknowns. He's on the road. Monday Night Football.
That price was cheap.
Yeah.
It's like, ooh.
Little short, but probably for a reason. On the Bengals side, Drew Sample 45-1. Are you kidding me? Jake Browning has 2 career touchdown passes. One of them is to Drew Sample at 45-1. Also, fucking Sims for the Packers I'm pissed at myself because DeGuara was a late inactive, and Sims basically took his spot. I should have swapped it out. So DeGuara technically a push there, but that was annoying because I didn't check the inactives, so that's on me. But Sims with the sweet 50-1 first touchdown in the Sunday night game.
The concept was right.
Drew Sample 45-1. Jake Browning first touchdown 50-1. Again, like we don't know that much about this guy. Him to get a rushing touchdown all day, quarterback 50-1. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So those are my first touchdown. Correct.
I agree with a lot of what you just did. So both teams not great against the tight end. So Evan Ingram 12-1. Tanner Hudson. I thought about this one. And I was like, all right, do I go back up? Do I go starting tight? The fact that Tanner Hudson's still 35-1, I do think Drew Sample sees plenty of time as well. Both. What was his price again?
What
Drew Sample?
45-1.
45-1, and I know Irv Smith is 50-1. You almost could just play let me just bundle these tight ends and figure it out. So I have Hudson 35-1, Evan Ingram 12-1, and then like you mentioned, Dearness Johnson 18-1. That I'm telling you, that's not going to be 18-1. Tomorrow, I've already seeing a ton of stuff in the Dearness Johnson realm going down, except for the anytime price.
You know what? Actually, yeah, take out Jags defensive special teams for me. I'll just go Dearness Johnson, Drew Sample, Jake Browning.
Got it.
Keep it simple.
And then I also have Jake Browning at 50-1. More trivia: how many rushing touchdowns does Jake Browning have in college? 4 years in college. One of those years was pretty light on starts.
9.
16.
Woo.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Just for reference, Trevor Lawrence had 17, and Trevor Lawrence was a fairly athletic dude.
Yeah.
Browning probably not that, but certainly gives you some hope, Sean.
All right, closing it out strong with a
#Legends only
parlay for me. A little reverse correlation special. Give me Dearness Johnson 2 touchdowns and the Bengals money line. Pays 600-1.
Really?
Oh my God.
Hey, say that out loud again. My brain just didn't process.
Dearness Johnson scores 2 touchdowns for the Jaguars, but somehow the Bengals get the win 600-1. What's not to like, Ryan?
I don't hate that.
Thank you.
Don't hate that. So I would say that in lieu of saying go ladder this guy, because I do think by the time people are listening, the prices are going to be plummeting. I'll just give out the flat nut top of the ladder. 82 or more rushing yards for Dearness Johnson. That's
Ooh.
it. No, don't care about the game result. 18 and a quarter to 1 plus 1,825. Dearness Johnson have 82 rushing yards.
Oh my God.
I love it.
Okay.
Let's go.
That's a random number. Over 81 and a half. If you're an old school type. But yeah, I why not play into this? If you've read, I mean, they were uncertain if he was going to go. Now they're saying he's a full go, but I don't know. And again, bet it now. It's these Dearness price are going to plummet. Did you get your first touchdown?
Yeah, I'm getting that in now, and I also was gonna toss in Jake Browning anytime at 11-1. I mean, come on. What are we doing?
What are we doing? 11-1?
Yeah, come on. That's bonkers.
Maybe you put them together.
Yeah. All right. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Tomorrow night we will be back after the Monday night game, doing college basketball. We will do a college football episode later in the week. Talk college football playoff early reaction, some FCS playoff games, Army, Navy. We got it all, but good time for some early college hoops. We've been killing it in college hoops. That is red hot there. Again, toss us a nice rating review.
Please.
You enjoyed hearing my misery, dealing with the 49ers beating our ass. Come on, toss me 5 stars.
Please.
Appreciate that. Appreciate all you tuning in. Again, keep the Spotify raps coming. That is pretty sweet, and appreciate you guys as always tuning in. And I guess the Brock Hard Purdy shirts are available in the merch store, but I will not be. Purchasing them.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, stacking the money green. He's Ryan.
Great professionalism, Sean
Kramer. Let it ride.